What do you leave with us on the way forward? Makueni was here. He said no. I will not invest my money where I can't see any value. And now, Siaya, you're also telling us this thing was pushed down the throat of the people of Siaya. And there is no real light at the end of the tunnel. There are no good news to the people of Siaya on the results from this investment. So what is the way forward, Governor?
You know,
because the auditor says they cannot see value for money for the people of that county where that money is being invested. And it's the same thing here in Nyamira. I've even told it, the governor says this is just a warehouse. There's nothing else, just a warehouse, that is it.
Governor, before you respond, Senator Sifuna.
Chair, I think it is a bit unfair, the question that has been put by the Senator for Nyamira. Governor, you know that whereas there is no value for the people of Siaya, there is value for the people who are getting those contracts to build those things. It is that simple. It is that simple. These things are being forced down the throats of counties because somebody is making money. Huh? That's what I'm saying, Senator.
The contractors eat and go.
That's what I'm saying, Senator. I was in that
long-term benefit for the people.
There was no intention. Chair, can you protect me?
Order members. Senator Sifuna is saying.
Come from Siaya.
Senator Cherargei.
Oh, sorry.
Senator Sifuna is saying the benefit is in the stomach.
Correct. And I can point to the stomach that money is going into. I am not afraid. Because we know these decisions are being made here in Nairobi without any reference at all to the county governments. And if you ask the governor there, even if he knows who the contractor is, he'll tell you he doesn't know. Maybe they are given the contractors from Nairobi. We are just in a building spree because there's people who are in the business of supplies of materials for cement, for steel, and all the others. It is not just even these warehouses. When the governor of Makueni was here, he told us in no uncertain terms that nobody wants to listen to him, even just in terms of change of design or the size of the building, because all of these things are being decided here in Nairobi. And whether you like it or not, that project has to go on because people's stomachs have to be fed. It is that simple, Senator. Yeah. So even when you see the affordable housing program, it's a scam, and it will come to pass one of these 5 days.
Chair, is it fair under Article Understanding Order 105 to call affordable housing a scam? Yet Mukuru people are living. Can the Senator of Nairobi substantiate? And then it's unfair to people of Siaya. There are no contractors in Siaya. Chair, let us also be sensitive when we make that. You know, we want popularity, but we should not use such a forum.
There is freedom of speech in Parliament. Proceed, Senator.
Yeah, I can assure you, Cherargei. I can assure you,
and there's freedom after the speech.
Okay.
Cherargei, you know, some of us cannot be intimidated or threatened. And the popularity I have is enough. I don't need to make any more become any more popular. I'm already there.
But
I have to say these things.
Can we go back to the subject?
Chair, you know, we should not be gagged. And the good thing is that our chair here understands that this is a house of debate, and we are allowed to say things in Parliament. So, Governor, we sympathize with county governments. We are trying our best to get the national government out of county affairs, but you know we are doing badly. And for me, the way forward is only one, Senator from Nyamira. For as long as we do not get the national leadership of this country right, it doesn't matter which geniuses you put as governors in the counties. Devolution is never going to work because we have the biggest enemy of devolution sitting at State House. Is that simple?
Point of order, Chair. Where did Sifuna sleep over the weekend? Because he might have eaten wrong things.
What is out of order?
The biggest threat to me, and he knows, against revolution is the National Assembly, because they have refused to appropriate enough resources to counties. Where does the money in State House come in, Chair?
There are very many men in State House.
And you know, we are in broad-based, and of late the governor has been the champion of broad-based, Chair. So can we
Senator Cherargei,
Chair? The moment, Chair, you allow Senator Sifuna to make sweeping statements, it will attract the equal rebuttal, Chair. Because when you accuse The president that he,
No, I
the
don't
enemy
think
of
he
devolution,
didn't accuse
Chair,
the
it is
president.
unfair,
He
Chair.
didn't mention the
I know
president.
he's the SG of ODM, but
There
fear no one,
are
Chair.
many
Fear the
people
who
in
kill
State
the
House,
spirit and
including
the body.
Governor Nanok.
Don't fear the mortal, Chair.
Even Nanok sits in State House.
Senator Sifuna just
And
said,
you are on record as saying
Chair,
that he belongs somewhere else.
Chair, I want to urge you, you are a good Adventist. Fear the people only who kill the soul, and don't fear your SG of ODM. You are protected, Chair.
Okay, let's proceed, honorable members.
If I just make an intervention.
Governor, please respond, but be more politically correct so that Cherargei does not lose his cool.
I am just looking at this conversation, whether it is broad-based or narrow-based, and and where we come in that conversation.
Tom-based.
That's a new one. Order, Senator Oburu. You cannot, you might need to substantiate what you're saying, what bottom-based is. But, Governor. Governor.
My belief is that, if you examine, and this House is supposed to support devolution, and if devolution has to work, then it's not a matter of politics, it's a matter of constitutional principles and foundations. You go to a lot of countries where they, either from the north, south, US, India, where devolution works. And it's not a question of political parties, it's a question of the system. And I get appalled when we're having a conversation like this, that then it can become a debate about whether we are broad-based or not, because devolution is part of structure of governance. It's not a matter of policy of an administration at any one time. So we come here in that light to make these entities work. So I plead with you, Chair, as somebody who has been in this House, and now I'm down in the counties, if this institution as a parliament does not support devolution, then we are in a terrible place. I had a delegation last year from state senators from California, and they were saying California is the 5th richest economy in the world because devolution works there. Now, I think in Kenya, counties are going to depend on who is the principal power in the land. I think if that's the conversation we're going to have, then I think we should amend the Constitution again. And we should make this thing work. Whether Kanu is in power or whatever party is in power, the formula for division of revenue is there. So all this conversation, Mr. Chairman, I think we should always go back to the Constitution to give us the dividend for devolution, which should reach every county in the land. And that's why looking at these parks, industrial parks, aggregation parks, we should look at it, was it good for devolution or was it not? Was it a project that, and if you look at the Constitution, the words are there, was it taking value to the counties or not giving value to the counties? And that would be my comment on this one.
Senator Omogeni, you have previously made the proposal, which we have agreed on, that we need a proper scrutiny of conditional grants. This is one of them. And there are many others. There are some that have been well received. I think our conversations around FLOCA It seems to be fairly well received by counties, but this is one additional grant that does not seem to be on the way to delivering value. So, clerks, this matter we have discussed previously. We need to have a conversation on conditional grants. And Patrick, the last time we had asked that you table the Auditor General's reports on conditional grants. I don't know whether that happened, but we can prosecute that at our next meeting and have this matter on the agenda.
It's okay, Chair.
Yeah, members, I think that should help us to bring some closure to this matter. The reason why we have taken the approach we have taken of adopting what the Auditor General agrees has been resolved is because the County Assembly, for the first time, or the first County Assembly we have encountered, has done a very thorough and comprehensive report. It would not be a very efficient use of the time of the Senate to go back and reinterrogate what the County Assembly has interrogated and what the Senate had also interrogated after in the month of March. So, Auditor General, we had agreed that the issues that then remain outstanding in this report must be pushed to the next audit cycle, that is 2024, 2025. I don't know whether you have started that audit.
We have started already. I think I've sent some staff who are already in CIA.
Okay.
Yes.
So the audit for 24-25 has commenced.
Yes, it has.
And I don't know whether, Patrick, you have communicated to Wanakariuki that we have directed that prior year issues must all be listed rather than them coming as one paragraph.
Chairman, that communication has been sent where all prior year matters will be listed in the relevant paragraph relating to prior year issues not resolved.
So everything that we have left here as unresolved, we should expect to see them addressed in the subsequent audit report.
Chairman, that should happen. Maybe I can also add that we have been able to analyze the report of the committee that was adopted on the 27th of March. It's already in our system and shared to the relevant director so that they do follow up. Chairman, in the next cycle, when you'll be reporting for 2024-2025, you should be able to get a report of the Auditor General on the follow-up that she has done on the report of the committee. On the implementation status, Chairman. Thank you.
Okay. Now, the ESCC, Patricia, you have shifted. ESCC, you have done a corruption risk assessment on CIA. Please let us know the date and the action that has been taken subsequent to that.
Yes, Chair. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission conducted a corruption risk assessment on, it was signed on May 2023, which highlighted areas of focus for the County of Siaya for action. And I have shared a copy with this committee, Chair.
Governor, are you aware of a corruption risk assessment that was done on in 2023, in the month of May?
Yeah, I think we have it.
What actions have been taken? Because that's now 1 year down the line.
I think it involved various sectors and is work in progress, that I can say. But if you were allowed at an appropriate time to file a report showing and demonstrating what actions have been taken, we'd be very glad to do so.
ESCC, what is your expectation of the county government?
The expectation is after a period of time, we have what we call an implementation tracking, which means we give the county time to look at the issues that were raised by the ESCC, action them or provide a time frame for actioning them and give feedback on the progress, Chair. So that has not happened for Siaya County.
So you do the assessment, you share with the county executive, but you don't agree on a matrix for implementation.
We give them time to, there's an implementation matrix. We give them time to address the issues that have been raised by ESCC. Some of them take a short period of time, some of them can take a longer period of time. and then they revert by giving a tracking tool showing what has been done to implement those issues. Sometimes if it is not done by the county themselves, EACC then follows up thereafter to go and check the status of implementation.
So, Auditor General, we had discussed this earlier. The same manner in which you have cited failure of the executive to implement recommendations of the County Legislative Oversight Committee, could you also do an assessment on whether the county has implemented the recommendations of the EACC and report to us?
Chair, we are well guided. In fact, what we had discussed and what the office has agreed is that all oversight bodies, not only EACC, but all others, we shall be following them and including them as part of our audit report. Thank you.
Okay, so that then provides us that assurance that that report will not go to waste. Governor, follow up that report. I've seen samples of those reports. They're usually very detailed, and they tell you things that even the OAG sometimes will not tell you. It's a very good tool for you to be aware of the contents, because the reports, I've seen some of them, are very comprehensive. So the OAG will be tracking that, and just make sure that you whip your team in line to ensure that they respond to that report. There are, I think, three very broad things that we must deal with. Number one, Governor, I think for some time, the wage bill in Siaya used to be below 35%. When I look at the numbers here, you appear to have gone to close to 40%. Where are you? Because there are few issues here of HR, which the auditor is going to report on in the next audit. Things like compensation of employees, excess and unsupported payment of allowances, etc., etc. Those are things that add up to your wage bill. Why is your wage bill growing, and yet with your revenue growing, that percentage should be remaining constant or reducing?
I've always held the argument that there are certain sectors, if you make them part of the wage bill, then you end up denying services. Like one of the areas where we were forced to recruit quite a number of people was in the health sector. You know, doctors, we had, in fact, the other day we were here before the Ososi committee, where the observation was that we did not have certain personnel in various medical institutions that were supposed to have a certain number of nurses, for example. So in order to reach that level of employment of skilled staff, particularly in the medical profession, we have had to employ doctors, employ nurses, clinicians, so that in the 11 or so hospitals that we have, we would have doctors, clinicians, dentists in the service. The other area is where SIA is doing very well, ECD teachers. It is just last year that we decided to put them on permanent and pensionable terms, all our ECD teachers. And that, you know, made the wage level go up. And I could go on and on, but imagine constructing these ECD centers, and you have volunteers, some of them unqualified, to take care of kids. If they're not taken care of at that young age, their life will never really be the same, because that initial contact